A big 3 points for Arsenal Football Club. They have not won away from home in the last 5 attempts at Goodison Park, but they were top quality today. A narrow goal margin, but that does not account for the dominance, the possession, the opportunities, the openings that Arsenal created in that game. Very unlucky, in my personal opinion, to not be 1-0 ahead earlier on in the match. The goal from Martinelli, a fantastic pass from Fabio Vieira, deemed offside Eddie Nketiah earlier on in the play. But as we all saw on the replay, as Gabriel goes to play the ball, there isn't a deliberate attempt to play the ball by the Everton player of whom it deflects off of. That deliberate attempt at play should have meant, in my personal opinion, Arsenal were one up in that opening 20, 25 minutes where they were in the ascendancy. That would have changed the complexity of this game. And I think Arsenal would have gone to score a few more goals. However, this Arsenal team today were concise. They were meticulous in their possession. They didn't panic. And I think this is a sign of a brilliant team that although they weren't winning, they didn't start hoofing the ball long. They didn't start taking stupid shots from stupid positions. They weren't being unrealistic. They were biding their time for the right opportunity. And then a brilliant passage of play for some very interesting corners today where they delayed that involved Fabio Vieira, Martin Odegaard, Bukayo Saka, and of course Trossard on that left foot, who buries it post and in to give Arsenal what I believe is a massive 3 points. Yes, they haven't smashed them 5-6-7-0, but huge in terms of keeping pace with City, who have started this season like a freight train. But I think also from an Arsenal point of view, it was a hoodoo club. It was a bogey team, a side that Arsenal have struggled against many times in the past 5 years, especially under Mikel Arteta. So to go away from home and almost for Arteta to get that monkey off his back, that pressure relieved that we can go here and win, it's a gateway victory for Arsenal. And of course, a long way to go this season. I still believe this Arsenal team is sitting in second gear. I think they have got levels to improve. I think as the likes of Rice settle more, I believe that will be coupled with even more improvement from Fabio Vieira that looks like, in my opinion, a Premier League player today. Whether it's 3 or 4 extra pounds of muscle that he has put on, whether it is more belief and a stronger mentality, you combine those factors with his technical ability, range, and a player that creates outputs. I know he didn't get an official assist today, but he should have done. This player is going to be special for Arsenal. I also think Arsenal fans need to look at their manager today because he's been heavily criticised at the start of the season. Panic ensued when Gabriel didn't start in centre-back role for a few games. Back there again today. Although I did think towards the end, he looks a little leggy. He looks a little bit like he was lacking in some match fitness. And I believe that was why he wasn't being played earlier on in the season. Also, cries that, why is Kai Havertz never going to be dropped? The manager's never going to put him on the bench because he has to play him because, oh my God, he spent money on him and he's going to be arrogant and he's going to be a favourite and it's going to ruin our season. Oh my God. Imagine being an Arsenal fan right now and crying about the direction that your club is going in. Drop me out. Drop me out. It's like a rich person moaning that they have to clean out their swimming pool like they're a victim. Respectively, Kai Havertz dropped to the bench today, and rightfully so. Fabio Vieira given a chance, and he's shone. This nonsense agenda created by Arteta outers that Kai Havertz was going to start get every one of Arsenal's 50-plus games this season. That Gabriel Magalhaes was going to, we're breaking up the best centre-back partnership in the country. What are we doing? This is crazy. This is a madness. Calm down, dear. It's just a commercial. On a real level, the panic from Arsenal fans at the beginning of this season has been nigh on embarrassing to watch. Fair play to the Gooners that have criticised areas that need to be criticised, but backed their club, their manager and players to get this right. You know, and that is 4 wins and a draw. Undefeated still this season, along with Liverpool and Tottenham. You look at it, 9 goals scored. So they are a little bit behind the other teams in terms of goals scored. There's no doubt. But when Gabriel Jesus is fully fit and back... By the way, City, Tottenham, and Liverpool have all had their main bagsman fit all season. Gabriel Jesus hasn't even started playing yet. When it comes to goals conceded, second best defense so far in the league. Only City ever better one by 1 goal. Not conceding opportunities and chances. Let me just say this again to anyone in the back not listening. The reason Arsenal didn't win the league last year was opportunities conceded, goals conceded, not a lack of goals being scored. This weird narrative of we don't score enough is fugazi. It's fugazi. This Arsenal team is just warming up, and it's still scored 9 goals this season, and they will score more. There's no doubt about it. You can see it, you can sense it, you can feel it. And the only Arsenal fans denying this are ones that want them to fail. They want them to fail, which again is a very weird concept indeed. I hate loads of parts about my football club, Man United, but I still want us to win every game. I can't help myself. It's as simple and as straightforward as that. But as I say, I also want to say Raya today. I thought Raya was excellent in goal. Some of his sweeper keeping at times today, I thought was particularly good. And there's still, look, Arteta will play this down. He will not say that he's the new number 1. Ramsdale may be back in for the Champions League. But I thought Raya was very, very good today. But I also want to shout out Bukayo Saka. The reason that I believe Bukayo Saka is world class is due to how he started this season. Some will say, Terry, your ball knowledge is lacking. I'm sorry I don't play FIFA. I'm not part of Baller FC. Do you want to know why I think he's world class? Forget Messi. And that isn't world class. That is beyond world. That's alien class. The man's an alien. He ain't in this world. He ain't of humanity. He's that good. Same as Cristiano Ronaldo. Their form and outputs are abnormal by modern day standards. But do you know why Bukayo Saka, in my opinion, is world class? Is because he's not playing particularly well. But I still think he has 4 GA in 5 matches. This guy's output is still in the 80% margin. He is still producing and creating goals for his team when he isn't at his scintillating best. And where there is outputs, there is quality. No player has consistently high outputs and is a bad football player. This is something I will take to my grave as a fervent belief of this game. Somebody that delivers in their role as a professional footballer is not bad if they can deliver whilst they're underperforming. Just imagine what Saka's going to do this season when his form returns. This Arsenal team are top class. This Arsenal team, I believe, could be even better than last year's team. Look, whether they win the league or not, some of that comes down to Man City, who have started this season, like I say, like a freight train. But this Arsenal team is top quality. And I know that Arsenal fans will be seeking a utopian perfection. I don't know if that exists. Well, maybe it does. It's Man City. But you're not going to get that. And I mean, no disrespect to Mikel Arteta. He's not Pep. I don't know if... We may never see, by the time he retires, a better manager than Pep. So again, don't set your standards to try and be as good as him, because you're never probably going to achieve them. You know? If you're an Olympic sprinter coming up, don't set your standards of, if I don't surpass Usain Bolt, I'm trash, because you're going to be disappointed. There may never be somebody faster than him. Not in our lifetime anyway. Sometimes these standards that are being set are ridiculous by certain people are so high because they know there's going to be failure. It's like setting your kid. Do you know what, son? If you don't become as successful as Albert Einstein, I'm going to disown you. You're disowning your kid. The likelihood of that happening is so low. It's minuscule. It really is. But look, as I say, for me, I look at this Arsenal team, I think you're top class. Liverpool, I've said top 4, definitely top 4. Liverpool, though, actually, have only conceded 4 goals, the same as Arsenal, but they concede far more chances. Spurs, listen, no pressure on them so far. They've been impeccable in the opening 5 games. The North London derby is set up for something special right now. But based on last season and this one, Arsenal is still my team to come second, and they have a chance of winning the league. It's going to take City dropping off a little bit. We know that. But this Arsenal team has grown from last year. This Arsenal team has learned from last season. And in my personal opinion, they are the real goddamn deal. And I said it towards the end of last... Listen, I don't get all my predictions right. I thought Chelsea and Man United would be a lot better at the beginning of this season. Last year, I thought Liverpool would be better. We all get things wrong. And I do not claim ever, I'm not arrogant enough to believe that every football opinion that I hold is correct, especially surrounding predictions, because they can always go either which way. But I truly believe, and it looks like I'm right again, anyone that thought this Arsenal team was going to drop off this season and fall away and go back to what they were in the early days of Mikel Arteta was doing one thing and one thing only. They were labouring under a delusional hope that Arsenal would fall away. They're the real deal. They're top class. They're going to be in this title race, and they're going to be a threat for many, many years to come. Viewers, hit like buttons for us. Make sure you are subscribing to the Football Terrace. Turn on bell notifications as well.